Welcome back, single viewer. My name is Sonja Geracsek. I'm a motion designer, and today I'll be taking you through the process of creating a new project, coming up with the idea, working through the setup process, the conceptualization of the idea, finding some inspiration, putting it all into a mood board, and then eventually moving to the animation stage. Today, I'll probably just go through the conceptualization. So I've already been to the library today, or actually it was yesterday, and I've put together some images, or I've searched through some design and architectural and historical books actually as well, not just design and art. And I've taken some pictures from those and I'm going to put them together in a mood board today to kind of move towards the final idea. So let me just adjust my camera for a second. I think I'm slightly out of focus over here. Let's see. Well, you're gonna have to deal with my slightly out of focus face if it is out of focus. Okay, so I'll introduce you to the idea. The idea already exists, and I'm part of the Lauren Holm's Home Sweet Home newsletter. I'm not part of it. I'm subscribed to it, and every Friday she sends out a newsletter with a creative challenge. She calls it homework. And a few weeks ago, Vanessa, this what you see on screen, she was a guest teacher on this newsletter, and the challenge she posed to the subscribers was to create sorry, if you don't know who Lauren Holm is, she's a designer and letterer. And so most of her designs is based, I think all of her designs and also her teaching and a lot of things that she does are based on, let me just adjust the lighting a little bit. It just got dark all of a sudden. Doesn't really do much. Okay, well, here we are. So what Lauren Holm does is lettering work, and her newsletter is about that topic, and the guest teachers that she has in her newsletter that kind of share wisdom, share a little bit of knowledge about their creative journey, they are usually also within that industry, the lettering / illustration industry. And Vanessa, the work of Vanessa that you're looking at right now was an example of the design challenge she was posing, and she was asking the subscribers to create a greetings card or letter a greetings card for a place that meant something to them. So a place that they lived or have been before, and it has some sort of significance to them. Now, I'm not a lettering artist, I'm a motion designer. And although I'm inspired from many different things and avenues of the creative industry, and lettering is a beautiful form of art that I definitely am inspired by, I don't do a lot of lettering, but nonetheless, this challenge did inspire me to come up with something, a passion project series. I thought I could create these types of greeting cards in this sort of golden age of travel style, and I would like that to be a series. So I would pick a few places that mean something to me. I've either traveled to and they made an impression on me, or I've traveled around a lot and lived in many different places. Those being Slovakia, Germany, Australia, the United Kingdom. And so I would create a greetings card for each one of these places that meant something to me. And I wouldn't stop it there. It wouldn't be a lettering challenge, but it would be an animation challenge for me. So I would make these postcards animated, and then I would like to pose them in ways where you might expect an animation like that to appear. Like, say, on the banner of a travel agency website, or even a tourist center website of a town, or you might see this on the story of somebody's Instagram page, or you might find this, there was a few ideas I had, and I think I actually wrote them down. Maybe I did. No, I did write them down. I don't have my notebook with me right now. But basically that's the idea behind it, that I would come up with a bunch of designs. I haven't defined the limit yet, which I probably should do. So let's say I make five of these designs, or actually five is probably pretty attainable. Maybe I should challenge myself and say, okay, I have to make 10 of these. And so I want to come up with a design. And I don't know yet if I want this design to be inspired with the culture of the place, or if I want the series to have an overarching theme, and that's the style of the project. Or one of the other ideas that I had was I would take the branding. A lot of bigger cities have a kind of city branding, or like a brand for their city. And so I could take the branding of that city, and that would then inspire or lead the style for that animation. So I'm undecided which way to go with that yet, but I will show you the kind of style I was leaning towards. And I have, let me just switch. So this is my Pinterest, and there are a few of these Golden Age of Travel posters that I found that kind of inspired me. So these are these types of looking things. It's kind of, I think the Golden Age of Travel was between the 50s and 60s. Let's just look that up quick. Golden Age of Travel wasn't the 50s. It was last month. Yeah, so I think nostalgic journey pictures. I mean, it depends. It could be the early 1800s. Some of these designs actually look like the early, not the 1800s, but the late 19th, early 20th century. I'll show you why, because I went through some of these arts and design books, and some of the styles that I was leaning towards, they were from the early 20th century. And others were from like the 30s. This kind of, you can tell from the font that is used what sort of decade this is from. And I feel like this is more of like a 30s style thing happening. Let's go back to my board. So this is kind of what I'm leaning towards. This kind of with the top, this would be like greetings from this place and some sort of illustration in the back. So I want to focus my challenge or my project on the illustration rather than the lettering as it was in the homework challenge. So I will probably just be using some type of font that will work with the design, and the focus will be on illustration and then eventually animation of that greetings card / poster / banner. So this one I like a lot as well. So it's very simplistic. Yeah, so I would like it to have this sort of vintage style, 40s adventurer type of thing, but also modernized in this very simplistic vector illustration style. So this is what I'm aiming for. And now let's jump into the files, because I have so many files. I think it's like 147 images. What is it? 148 images that I've collected yesterday. Some of these are just, let me just open this in Photos. So then I can show you. Let me, I'm gonna have to add a window here so you can see. Give me just a second. Just a second. Now it's covering up the entire screen. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Okay, so now some of these are just patterns. So this was from a book about something called Jugendstil in German, which means young style, but it's from the late 19th to the 20th century, also known as Reformation style, or let's see if I can find the English name for this style. Art Nouveau. Okay, so it's Art Nouveau. It's what you generally see with, what's his name? Gaudi. So the Spanish artist, I guess. He did a lot of architecture. He did the La Sagrada Familia. He did a bunch of buildings and a park in Barcelona. So that's this sort of style. And let's go through some of these images. Why can I not jump? Come on, I would like you to open in Photos. Okay, because I have set all of these to open in Photoshop, so I can edit from Illustrator to Photoshop, it now won't let me change this. Welcome, welcome, thanks for joining. Let's see. I want to open this with, choose other program, okay. And then I can choose Photos. I'll just do this for now so I can go through them one by one. Why can I not go through them one by one? This is so annoying. Can you not just open all of them at once? I want to open one and I want to go through them. Why is this not possible? This is so strange. Oh, okay. I'll just open a preview window here and then you'll see the image. Come on. Okay, there we go. Let's just do it like this and then you'll be able to see the image that I am talking about. Okay, so this is image number one. Some of these are just patterns. This is also an Art Nouveau poster, I guess, from Vienna. So early on, yeah, this is a really bad picture. I'm going to delete the ones that I don't need. Okay. So what I love about this is there's a lot of typography happening. So the design is mainly based on the typography. And then there are these like really cool shapes, which to me, it looks super modern. I mean, this sort of style must have come back at some point. It looks super cool. I like these patterns. They're all slightly geometrical and repetitive, but like in a good way, you know, they just repeat. And this one's sideways. Can I just turn these around in here? I guess not. Rotate to the right. Yes. Excellent. Rotate to the right. So basically these are just a bunch of inspirations. At this stage, I was in the library for like 3 hours, and at this stage I was literally just going through, saving anything that jumps out of the books to me. What? Anything that jumps out that was interesting. And yeah, you must have seen, if you're, you know, in the art scene, you must have seen the Chat Noir. I think that's how you pronounce it. I love this. This was actually not for this purpose, but this is a place in Munich that you can visit. It's a house, like a mansion, but it was made into a museum. And it just looks like this. It's amazing. I need to go there. It's like right around the corner for me, and I never managed to go. So this is now where we're getting into what I was really leaning towards. So the early inspiration, it was like, okay, some traditional art books and architecture. There was a lot of architecture as well, and furniture design. And yeah, that was fine. But really, I want to get into this illustration style. So here are now some inspirational pictures from these. Yeah. So this is kind of the direction I want to go into. And I think, so what I want to do today is basically put all of these images together. Like, see, this is the kind of city thing. So what I want to do today is put a mood board together where I kind of compile all of these images next to each other and just see them next to each other, because having them one after the other like this isn't gonna, yeah, it's a little hard to really envision what the style is. Once you put a mood board together, you kind of see what works and what doesn't work. It's usually the first step in a design finding process, or in a style finding process. The search for the style, or the kind of experimentation phase of a project, is really the most important of any project. And I would suggest anybody who's new to design or is new to creating passion projects without a lot of guidelines, that they don't jump in straight away. I would suggest you do this process, you look at a bunch of reference images to really spark your creativity, to get inspired, to see what you like, what you don't like, and especially to not get stuck on one design idea from one artist, because then you're very quickly ending up in the realm of copying and, you know, infringing on that artist's work. If you're taking inspiration from all different stages, from all different artists and from all different areas, you'll end up with a much more varied outcome. Yeah, that's where I was going with that. And you'll come up with a very unique point of view and style. So I really, really encourage you to take this process seriously, really go through, do sketches, go for walks, look at art books, go to the library, browse through some books, because there really isn't there's so much inspiration you can take from all of these different activities. And yeah, that's basically the idea. And so there is a point for, how should I say, imitating somebody's art to learn and to grow and become a better artist. And this has actually been picked up by, I'll just show you very quick. I listened to this podcast, The 3-Point Perspective. Oh, now I can't see myself. Okay. The 3-Point Perspective, which is a illustration podcast with Will Terry, Jake Parker, and Lee White, and they are comic book and entertainment and children's book illustrators. And they talk about generally the illustration scene and the kind of book illustrator scene. But personally, I found them very, very helpful, even as a motion designer, because they talk about things that are relevant for any kind of artist and any kind of creative, like taking inspiration, going through the reiteration process, not getting stuck on one idea and running with it. And also they talk about something called master studies, where you copy somebody else's work to detail, so in such a way that somebody looking at the artwork wouldn't be able to distinguish your copy from the master. But this is not to create your own work from that. It's to learn how somebody did that and learn from that. And then the next stage would be to adapt that work, put your own spin on it, change it up, and then, share that with anybody or use that in a passion project. Copying somebody's work is never something that should be seen as your artwork. Just because you made it, but it's still a copy of somebody else's work, doesn't mean it's your work now. So if you decide to share or post a copy of somebody else's work somewhere, I would make it very clear, not just in the description of the image, but I would make it very clear with a side-by-side comparison or with an on-screen caption that this work was done by somebody else and that you created a copy of that for study purposes or to see if you could achieve that with your skills. So that's just something I would put out there. It is important to do master studies and copy somebody else's work, but not to show it off as your own work. So that's a very important distinction that this podcast also discusses in a few of their episodes. I would highly recommend for any creative designer, illustrator, even animator to go and listen to that podcast. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it, especially because it's like two different people talking about kind of the same thing, which is illustration and design, but from three different approaches because they've worked in three different areas of that illustration industry. So I found that really, really interesting, and also just about how to approach art and how to become a better artist. That's very general for all of us in the arts industry. It's not just for children's book illustrators. That's knowledge that's useful for anybody. Okay, so so if you're wondering why I didn't just take a picture of this image, it's exactly what I was talking about. I want to keep the information. If ever I want to look up any more about this artist, I now have the information at the bottom of the picture. I'll take that out for the mood board, but again, the mood board isn't for, to share on social media and say this is my work. It's just one step of many to come up with a concept for this project. So let me just go through this real quick. Oh, a lot of these are sideways. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. Jump onto the chat on either Twitch or YouTube and let me know what you think. What is your design process? What do you do? What would you suggest to people to follow? What do you think doesn't work in your process? Let me know. I would really like to know. And if you're watching this on a replay, please leave a comment. And like and subscribe, of course, as always. But yeah, just let me know. If you have any questions about my process, something I haven't mentioned yet, please do let me know as well. I like having a discourse. These were some map illustrations in a map illustration book that I found in the library. Okay, now we are at image number 1. Oh, I see. Why do I have 2 versions of these? That's so strange. So I have like version 1 and version 2 of everything. That's so weird. Okay, well, anyway. I've turned around all of these. I think these are like smaller versions, right? This is 6 megabytes large. And this is 3, so yeah, it's like half the size. Oh, and it's cut down. Strange. Okay, so I was thinking I'll drop all of this into Illustrator and start doing the adjusting, but actually, well, then I was thinking maybe I won't do that. I'll just put it in InDesign because you can easier crop images to a smaller size. But maybe that doesn't matter. I could just layer them over each other and kind of crop them out that way. Okay, so this is an A4 size. Sorry, I'm already in Illustrator here. So this is an A4 size, but maybe I want to eventually print this out and put it in my sketchbook. And my sketchbook is, I think, an A5 or A6 is tiny, so it must be an A5. So maybe I'll create a new artboard, and then this artboard will be half the size divided by 2, and then this should be A5, right? And then I can put 4 A5s in here. Can I? No, I cannot duplicate it, but I can drag. So, and then I can, whoops, what have I done? I can grab these 2, and then I can make sure that when I print this out, it'll print on an A4. Okay, whoops, no, what did I do? Damn it, I keep doing really weird things. What did I do? Damn it. Well, you'll see me flailing a lot as I'm trying to... No, I want to show the transparency grid. What have I done? Why is everything white all of a sudden? I don't understand. Oh no, now I turned on this like grid thing. I never know how to turn it off. I think it's like Control-Shift-I. Yeah, thank God. Okay, now I don't know what I've done. Why is this giant and white? What is this? This. Yeah, why is everything white? Why is this whole thing white? I want to see the transparency grid. Show transparency grid. And why can't I see the transparency grid? Oh, come on. Well, what have I done? I don't know what I've done. Ah, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to copy these, the bigger ones. Meh. And I would also like to take the image of this one. Okay, let's move that in here. It's gonna take just a second because I think it's very heavy and Illustrator needs to think for a moment while it's doing that. I've dribbled a little bit. Okay, wow. They are huge. Oh my god, are they all next to each other now? Oh no. Please don't tell me that's the case. Okay, they're all in here. Excellent. And now I shall make them small. Small. Okay. And now I would all like them to line up with this artboard. Oh dear god, this file is so humongous now. Okay. Maybe there was too many for one Illustrator file. Oh my god. It is so heavy right now. Okay, they are huge. I don't know if my Illustrator is gonna be able to handle this. Okay, as long as I don't zoom in and out, it should probably be fine. Let's make it at least as small as one of these A5s. And then I guess I can start kind of positioning these in such a way that maybe I should put this in InDesign actually. The reason being that in InDesign it comes with a little graphics box, and then they, you know, I can cut this out where I wanted to see it. Let's just try that, shall we? Let's just try that. Okay. InDesign, where are you? So okay, I'll create a new file, which seems to be taking a while. So I want an A4 page that is, well, I kind of want it for the web. I mean, I don't want it for the web, but I do want it to be RGB, so okay. Here it is. This is my page. And let's try that again with the images. Perhaps this will be easier. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's way easier, only that I now have to do that 74 times. Okay. I'll just click them all in here. Once they're in here, I can resize them. 36, 35, 25, 15, 10, 5. Now we've got all of them, yay! Okay. So what I was talking about here is I can now just grab this frame and crop this image without, you know, having to create a layer mask, or what is it called here? In Illustrator you call it, you can crop an image, but anyway, I find this easier. So I'm gonna do it like this. And now I'm going to kind of lay these out. Let's go at this size so we can actually see something. And yeah, this is gonna take a while. I'm very sorry if this is not interesting to you, but this is all part of the process, you know? You gotta get through the boring stuff to get to the cool stuff. It is what it is. And then, yeah, eventually you'll find something cool that is worth keeping and building on. So I had an idea of a kind of chat and DIY where I chat to you about the design industry, things I've learned, things I've, you know, like gone through. And while I do that, I do some DIY, like I do some sewing, and you can bring your own DIY that you would like to do, and we just do some DIY together. Is that interesting? Is that something you would like? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you're watching right now, or let me know in the comments if you're watching later. But yeah, I would have fun doing that, and I just wanted to know if you would have fun doing that. Because I have discovered the pleasure of sewing recently. I mean, recently, probably a year ago, but more seriously in the past few months. And yeah, I don't always get the time to sew, and I thought maybe it's a relaxing task where you can kind of just chat and share thoughts and feelings, and maybe I thought that maybe that would be something appropriate for the stream. And if you have these types of semi-mundane DIY-ish artsy tasks, maybe you want to do some hand lettering if you're a hand letterer, maybe you want to illustrate something if you're an illustrator, or draw something in your sketchbook, you know, this type of thing. If that's something you like, then maybe we can do these things together, you know, as a group, as a class. I thought that would be kind of fun. I don't know if these are too big for an A4 right now. Whoops, where is it? It's up at the top here. It's so hard to tell if this is too big or too small. If I was to print this out, I don't know if the single images are going to be too small. Maybe I have to test that later on. But basically, something like this is what you want to go for when you're doing a mood board. And also, you don't have to show everything. Like right now, I'm cutting it out in such a way where I see most of what I photographed. But really, you probably just need a little snippet of that. So if I was to place this here and make it like this size, see, this is going way faster than in Illustrator. I think Illustrator is having a really hard time with these linked images. So since this is like that, and I only really need to see this part, I could just kind of, you know, hide this behind and be like, okay, that's cool, but actually I just needed to see a snippet of this, and maybe also only a snippet of this, and that way I have way more space on this page to get an idea of what this might look like. I don't even have to crop these on the side. So, you know, because I don't need to see every little bit of this illustration. I just kind of need an idea of this. And I can just crop this in here to just be like, okay, that's enough. That's probably what I want to see. And from this one, I probably actually want to see this We Heart Melbourne. And then I probably don't need the entire illustration. So this is kind of what I'm going for when I'm cutting these out. I just want an idea of the illustration style to give me kind of the mood, the feeling. Yes, thanks for the question, Marcos. I am creating a mood board, which is basically a page full of different reference images that I found to kind of create a inspiration board for the project that I would like to tackle. And yeah, if you don't know what a mood board is, oops, I didn't want to shrink that. If you don't know what a mood board is, maybe I didn't mention that in the beginning. That's what it is. It gives an idea of the mood of the design that you would like to create. So that's what we're doing here. And I think I can make a little bit more space here. I don't know what this is. I think this is more stuff in the back, right? Yeah. And yeah. And actually, I probably don't need the entire snippet of this one. If anybody knows a shortcut to send this to the back. Ah, it's like this. Okay, I found it. So, something like this. Yeah. I probably want to see a little bit more of this design though, so maybe like this much. What is this? What is this? Ah, this is above that, that's why. Okay. All right. Maybe I want this to the top and this all the way to the top, like that. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, I just want to see a little bit of this. Let's see. Yeah, I think this little part is what I want to see. And this Melbourne part is what I want to see. And this top part of this map is probably enough for me to look at. And then I can put something else on top of here. But I need this one to be at the top to really see any significant amount. So if you're wondering how to get something on top in InDesign, it's Control Shift and hard bracket, at least on a UK keyboard. I know that this might be different on other keyboards in other languages, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. Oh, I don't need this to be that big. That's too small. Okay, let's make it this size. That's probably fine. And what is this image? That's this one at the top. Okay, cool. What else have we got? We've got this one. Probably don't need to see this entire thing, just like kind of the idea of this map. And if I want to shift something inside of the frame, I can double click on it and then I can kind of move this along to see the part of the cutout that I want to see. And it's probably enough if I just see this. I want to see a little bit of the text and the design of the map. So this is what I'm looking for. I have a lot of these map designs. Okay, let's see. They're also different. I really like all of these different styles. That's why I took so many of these, because they're from different artists. And that's kind of why I took so many of these pictures. Okay. I really like this sort of grainy texture. I think that's what I find the most interesting, because it reminds me of this vintage explorer, golden age of travel type style. Same with this map here. Oh, I don't need this one. Oh no, I lost my little map. Where is the map? I'm going to move these aside, I think, so they're not all on top of each other. And then these like texture ones I probably will put on a different... I think it didn't import all of the images that I had. I probably just need 2 of these for an idea of this map style. I actually think I can have this one way smaller. I don't think this one needs to be that huge. And then we can move this one a little closer. Okay. More and more and more maps. I'm gonna save this file before this crashes. So, if you've ever wondered what my naming system is, it's this. It's the date in a reverse order, then a descriptive name, and then my version in with my initials. So if I ever work in a team, everybody knows who worked on that file. That's how I used to work in a agency setting, and it worked really well. Okay. Wow, so many maps. Oh my god. It can take some time to put this type of mood board together. But like I said, it's really important to take the time and do this, because this is really where you define what you like, what you don't like, what you want to go forward with or move forward with, and what doesn't work for you. So I really encourage you to take the time to do this. And don't skip this step. don't skip the conceptualization step in general. Because, yeah, otherwise you might get stuck with a design that may work, but it also may not work. And then you have to go back to square one if it doesn't work out because you didn't take enough time to explore other options and avenues. Ah, come on. Okay, running out of space for these maps. I think I'm gonna leave out some map designs, and now I'm going to create a new page and I'm going to add some of these other designs. So let's put them over here. I think I have space for one more map look up there. And now let's have some textures. I think this one is actually supposed to be this way around, or maybe this way around. I forget. Something like that. Same with this one. I'm sure there are easier ways to put these types of mood boards together. I'm sure there are lots and lots of software. Actually, I just saw that there's a suggestion to use PureRef, which is a free software, to put mood boards together. So there's that for anybody who doesn't have InDesign. But I'm pretty happy with InDesign. It might not automize this process, but I can put my designs where I want, place them however I want. I know how InDesign works, so I'm happy using InDesign. But if that's not the software for you, feel free to use any other software. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it this size. I'm only going to look at one of these squares. That's enough. That's enough to get an idea. And I think this one I want pretty big. Maybe I'll just leave it this size actually. And I really just want to see the final result here. I was at the library for about 3 hours taking these pictures, and it didn't feel like I was taking a lot of pictures. I was there for a while, just kind of, you know, browsing through these arts and design books. And like occasionally, really, I went through a lot of images and designs. Really didn't feel like I was taking a lot of pictures, but as you can see, there is a lot. I think I can overlap these. And then I can put this one here. I think one of these is enough. I'm gonna take that one out. I really like this blocky kind of design. It really spoke to me. Not sure what it was for. I think it was for an event. It was branding for an event. It's really beautiful. I love it. Oh, I think I just need these two of that. That's enough. Now we've got this similar kind of look of these like very detailed illustrations similar to the maps. I'm really into that. Whoops. That's too hidden away, I think. This was also a branding kind of an design. I'm running out of space. Maybe I'll just keep one of these, and I don't need the other one. Like this. Then I have one of these. This one's pretty cool too. I like this one. This like old wood block print style. It's really cool. I like it. All right, let me take a quick break and I'll be right back. All right, I started with another page, and I think I still have quite a few images to go. So I'll just make these smaller. And this was a poster from a film poster book over, like, I think there were posters from 1945 until like 1980s or 90s. And this was a poster for Or I don't, was it a poster? I'm not sure, but it's in Slovak, and I'm Slovak, and that was cool. So I just took a picture of that. And yeah, this is a happy holidays. This is the kind of idea we're going for. This one's way more simplistic than what I want to achieve, but still it has the general idea. It's got the general gist of it. And also this like vintage explorer 1940s style. This is a book cover, and yeah, these ones are really cool too. I think here these ones are vintage travel books, or like travel maps, like real maps. These are not just illustrations. These are pictures of real maps that existed in the early 20th century in Germany, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay, I feel like these are now super tiny. And I think that's it. Wow, those are all the images. Okay, so now these are kind of tiny compared to all the rest. So I'm going to line them up, resize them, and put them in here. Yeah, this is fine. I don't need to see all three of these maps. 2 are probably enough. So I'll just move this up a little bit more. And maybe 2 of these are enough as well. But these I probably do want to see all, so I can probably just make this smaller. Let's see. Oh, so many after all. I think this was just the book cover. I don't need that. I would like to keep that, and that, and that. Oh, I've now cut them all to size. I see. Okay, I still have plenty of pictures here. Well. So maybe I'll just keep one of these. I don't need both of them. And I probably want to see this. Wow, so many. Oh my god. So maybe these older ones, I'll put them on a new page so they're kind of together. This one belongs... That's another map. Okay. Okay. Now, let's find a way to compose them together. Maybe this will be enough like that. These ones were pretty cool. I definitely want to see these. Yeah, I really like these for inspiration. These should probably go on like this side so I can hide this little corner that I don't need to see. Maybe like this. And what else? These I also want to see. Where should I place them? Maybe I want these to be together actually, and these kinds of more illustrated ones together. Yeah, I want these to be kind of together. So they're gonna go on a second page. Another page. I already have so many pages. And this one as well. And I'll keep these ones on these pages. What have we got here? Not sure what this one was about. I guess it was about these top images. And these ones, I guess we're kind of about these flowers. I want to see this green one here. Okay, so another page, and then I'll grab all of these and put them down here. Way more pages than I anticipated. Also, I'm not sure if I made these images too small, so that when I print them out, I won't even be able to distinguish them. I don't know. Let's see. And I want these. And this one is pretty cool. Still so many images. But I think I will appreciate having all of these on one page to really have an idea of all the things that inspired me. I can always decide later on that actually this is not the direction I want to go in. But first you need to lay it out and look at it, and then you can decide if this or that works or doesn't work. I think I still have enough for another page. I guess on this page this was the interesting thing. Not entirely sure, but there we go. I'm just gonna make this smaller. Okay. I want to keep these full scale, but maybe this one, I just need a little sliver of that. I can stick this onto here. And I can also, where's that other, oh, they are here. Actually, I probably want these to be down on the other page. They work together with these looks way better. And then I'll probably just grab this one and this one maybe. No, this one and this one. I want these to be up here. Oh, wait a second. So this one and this one, I guess. Yeah, I want these two to be up here. And then maybe this one or this one, actually. Let's put that up here. There's a little gap I can put it. And then I have 2 more spaces here. I want to see the Vienna part. Yeah, that's probably enough. And then I probably just need to see the center part of this, because then I'll get a glimpse of the text and the textured design. And then I have a few more. I can put these here. Now I have way too much space. Now I can probably go into these pages and readjust, so I can have some of these a little bit larger, because I did squeeze them in quite a bit because I thought I was gonna run out of space. But now I have more space, so I'm gonna give some of these a little bit more room to shine so I can really see them. And maybe I'll actually bring this one down here. I want to see a little bit more of this one, because it's kind of cool with the typography design. And what else did I squeeze in somewhere else? Those are kind of fine, I guess. Yeah, I can leave those be. But I want this one here, and then I can make this one larger. There we go. Maybe I'll just look at this one, and then I can make this one larger. There we go. And then we've got this design. I want to show a little bit more of this pattern, since we have more space on this page. Just want a little bit of the font and a little bit of the design. There we go. Cool. And now I have space down here. Is there something I can make larger from different page? No, I think I'm I'm okay. So yeah, so these are my mood boards. There's a lot going on, and I find it a little bit difficult to actually see what's going on the screen. I'd like to look at it in real life, so I'm actually going to print this out instead of just look at it on screen, because I think then I can get a real feel for this, for these designs and kind of how they play together. So yeah, that'll be the next step for this conceptualization process, now that I've kind of put together these designs. And after that, I might have a better idea of how I'm going to move forward, what the style is going to be of this project, what the look is going to be. And yeah, then I would go from there. I will leave you with this. And I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Join me again on Tuesday. I stream every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. CEST. And if you miss the streams or it's not happening during your during a good time in your time zone, then you can always watch the replays on my YouTube channel. You can search for my name, Sonja Geracsek, on YouTube, and you will find a playlist there, or you can go to links.sonjageracsek.me. I'll just also write that in the chat. That's links. Let me jump into a view where you can see what I'm writing. That would be this one. links.sonjageracsek.me, and that's where you can also go to check out the replays, or the playlist with all the replays of all the live streams in the past. If you're watching the replay, please make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing. You will be supporting me and my design journey, and making sure that I keep these live streams up. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!